If you guys are wondering why I'm bundled up as much as I am, it's because it's only like 23 degrees out here. And I hate the cold. So I got my little face mask on. I got safety glasses. That ain't because it's cold, that's just keep dust out of my eyes. But in today's video, what we're going to be going over is how to double plate your 2x4 walls or 2x6 walls, whatever you're building with, and how to do drywall nailers on your walls. They're very simple to do, and some people may not realize, of course I get a phone call right in the middle of shooting a video, but some people may not realize that there's more to building the 2x4 wall other than just framing it on the ground, standing it up. There's some things you gotta do after the fact. So let's get started. So I'm gonna lift the camera up to the top of the wall so you can see what I'm talking about while I'm telling you how to double plate these walls. All right, so if you look up here, up there, see how the 2x4 is laced over the wall it's intersecting. So the reason why you do that is so the walls, when they come together, they're not going to pull apart. The nails won't work their way apart if it's just nailed together. Once it's actually laced over each other, the wall definitely will not come apart from each other. So let me go ahead and show you how to do it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and double plate this wall. And something you need to note is this 2x4 plate that's going to be on the top of this wall is going to be coming over here to lace over this wall it's running into. So whenever we put this plate on, we either put this plate on first, but we're going to put this plate on right now. So we're going to measure back 3.5 inches. So that way we're going to run our plate short of this wall so this top plate can lace over this wall, just like I showed you at the beginning of this video. So I'm going to go ahead and get this measurement and cut this plate, and we'll pop this plate on first. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and sit this on top of the wall. And then we are going to take our pneumatic framing nailer and secure it to the top of the wall. So I'm going to slide this all the way where it butts against the other top plate. All right, and now what we got to do is at the top of where each stud is, we're going to put 2 nails. All right, let me take you on top of this wall and show you what that plate ended up looking like. So if you look here, here is the plate we just put on, and I put 2 nails, 1, 2, right above each stud. So that way, if there's any wobble in the stud, it takes it out of it because it pins it down on both sides. So on each stud, just put 2. And I'll show you the edge over here. So if you look at the edge over here, we got the wall ending just short 3.5 inches to allow for this plate to come across. So that way we'll be able to lace this. It's going to be a strong joint. So when you're double plating your walls or doing the drywall nailers, sometimes you'll have a wall that's not perfectly plumb, and instead of having a helper or a second person helping plumb the wall up and you anchoring it, what I like to do is take a ratchet strap and hook it to a wall or a stationary object that's next to the side we're going to be pulling on to plumb up the wall. So originally this wall was tilted out like this, or I'm sorry, the wall was tilted back like this, and then I hooked a ratchet strap to it, put my level on it, kept cranking the wall over until we were setting nice and plumb. And then I went ahead and anchored it up to the rafters, so now this wall is setting perfect without the assistance of an extra person. So that's how people that are excellent laborers get it done. All right, I got that second plate on the wall, so I'm going to show you what we got done here. So if you can see here, this plate that is right back on top of here is one we just put on. And this one, I had to do a lot of work to get this put under these rafters because there's so much tension pushing down, but I got it wedged in there really well. So as you can see, we are laced over this wall with this plate, so it's holding this tight together, and the same at the end of the wall. Something else I'd like to show you too is when you're double plating, you want to make sure your top plate of your wall and your double plate is going to be laced over as well. You don't want it breaking together. Let me show you what I'm talking about over here. Let's see, there it is. If you look here, our double plate, which is 2 pieces joined together, is laced by that top plate. So that way it's going to make it stronger as well. So you don't want it breaking on that joint because that takes away from the strength of the double plating. So let's get to some drywall nailer installation. Let's take you over to a corner in the room so I can tell you what's going on here. So this is a drywall nailer that I put in while I was building these walls. So I don't know if you remember or not, but I'd always hold over 3.5 inches and put the stud on the left side of it. So that way you have a drywall nailer already ready to go, so you don't have to put these in later, because it's a pain to put them in later. It's way easier while you're building the wall. So what we're going to focus on today, since we already know how to do these from my previous videos, is putting the drywall nailers around the ceiling. Let me show the top of the ceiling here. Right here is the exterior wall, and if you notice, when we put the nailer in for the truss, it also made a drywall nailer as we installed that. So if you're wondering what a drywall nailer is, if you're not sure, is somewhere for your drywall to screw to or nail to. So you need a place to anchor your drywall in the corners and edges. So that's what that's for. So you can see it's overlapping nicely and gives you plenty of room to anchor your drywall. So if you come over to this wall, one where the trusses are setting, let's see here. So look on this one where the trusses are adjoining the wall, that's going to be your drywall nailers. So you're just going to nail or screw here and here on the edge, and that's all there is to that wall. So that one's already done as well. So now if you look up here at this one does not have a drywall nailer. There is no lip to nail or screw to, and that truss is sitting right on top of the wall. So we'll have to put a drywall nailer there. So that will be our first one of the day. To do this nailer, it's pretty simple. Just lay a 2x4 across from one wall to the other and nail it right to the side of the truss, but you won't run into this situation very often. The situation you'll get into the most is this one right here, where you have a wall sitting way far away from all the rafters. You just slide a 2x4 off the edge of the wall about 1.5 inches to give you enough room to nail or screw to for the drywall. Then make sure you nail directly above each stud. Don't nail between the studs, because usually you got to run a wire or duct work for the vents or something that has to go between the studs. So if you put nails between there when you're trying to drill holes and stuff, it makes it way more of a pain. So let's go up here on top of the wall so you can see what I'm talking about. If you look directly down on top, you see I put nails only above where there's a stud or a door opening right below. So that way you don't have them in the way, which is always very helpful for when you're trying to do the electrical and plumbing. I can't stress that enough. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you made it this far in the video, I'm sure you liked it. So be sure to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Later.